What's good YouTube, this is Fresh Pair back with another video. For today we have my detailed performance review for the Nike React Hyperdunk 2017 Flyknit. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos, including my upcoming tech focused video for this shoe and some others. So without further delay, let's get it on to the review. I have discussed what the materials are in the Nike React Hyperdunk 2017 Flyknit in a previous video. You can check the link in the description box below and watch the video anytime you want. But for now, let's take a look at the performance components of the materials of the shoe. In terms of tech, the Flyknit upper here is an improvement of the material. The best part about it is the targeted zones of stretch, much like what the KD10 has. And then there's the new cushioning system, the Nike React. More about it in the cushioning section of this review, but what is without doubt is that this is the first time Nike used the React cushioning in a basketball shoe together with the latest Jordan Superfly model. My size 11 shoe weighs about 13.3 ounces or about 377 grams. Although it's not the lightest shoe around, it's still on the lighter side. Wearing the shoe actually feels light on feet and I like it. It won't get in the way of your quickness and speed. In terms of comfort, the shoe feels comfortable enough right at the start. This should be comfortable enough for casual wear if that's what you want to know. I've had no pinching issues so far, no hot spots, no internal rubbing of any kind. The more you break this in, the more comfortable it becomes overall. In terms of durability, the overall build of the shoe feels durable enough. The Flyknit upper won't easily unthread or break. The React cushioning does not seem to have bottomed out, or at least not yet. The shoe is still in one solid piece. My only concern is that the pliable sections of the outsole may not last long enough on outdoor courts, which is not surprising with pliable treads. Just be careful though, if you live with 4 cats like I do, don't let them scratch the Flyknit upper. You probably won't like the results, but that's another story. For traction, minimal break-in time is needed. Once the outsole is broken in, expect above average court grip. It's not on the same level as the Kobe 9 or the Air Jordan 28 if that's what you want to know, but it's still good on its own. On clean courts, the traction is excellent. You get stop on a dime traction as it should. On mildly dusty courts, dust and debris can get stuck between the spaces and on the surface of the treads. Nevertheless, a wipe of the outsole every once in a while will give back that very good grip on a mildly dusty court. On really dusty courts, the grip has a little delay before it bites the floor, which is to be expected with most shoes on really dusty courts. But other than that, the overall traction is above average, and yes, the shoe squeaks. The heel-to-toe transition is fluid, no segmented feeling of any kind. Your footsteps will flow naturally from the heel to the toe. There's not much to say about the heel-to-toe transition other than the fact that it's great. Would I play in this outdoors? Yes, every once in a while as I have done, but not on a regular basis. While the outsole has firm rubber treads in some sections such as the middle section, the more pliable sections of the rubber treads can wear out fast on courts with rough surfaces, especially those that are exposed to the heat and sunlight. Of course, there's no stopping you if you really want to regularly play with this outdoors. Just take note of the durability of the outsole. We get to what is probably the most talked about part of the shoe, cushioning. People have been divided over this. Some were fine with it while others hated it. But here's my take. For context, I weigh around 70 kilograms or about 154 pounds. My playing style is the guard type. I do a lot of hard drives to the basket and fast break sprints. Having said that, here's what I think about the cushioning. First, the forefoot section. It feels soft, kind of mushy, not during walking, but during strong push-offs towards any direction. At the same time, it did not cause significant delay in reaction time as far as I'm concerned. I actually love the forefoot cushioning here. It's the best setup in a non-zoom forefoot cushioning in recent years, and it's way better than most foam midsoles around. Plus, the court feel at the forefoot is excellent. Others may overlook that point, but not me, because that is what I need in a shoe, among others. Remember that in basketball, you land on your forefoot after a jump. The forefoot is the first point of impact or contact when landing. You do not land on your heel. If you do, that's a bad habit or just awful fundamentals. Having said that, forefoot landings here are well covered. The impact from forefoot landings are adequately absorbed and diffused, giving you a softer landing after each jump. Let's talk about the heel cushioning, which is probably the more controversial part. Does it feel soft during hard heel strikes? No, it's a bit on the firm side, but it's not as stiff as bricks like old school Phylon. It's a little bit weird actually. While it was not as soft as I was hoping it would be, it also did not give me any significant pain in my knees. Now maybe my knees are still good, maybe the heel cushioning still gets to provide some impact protection, or it's probably more of the combination of the two. Do I love the heel cushioning? Negative. Do I hate it? Negative. It is what it is and I'm fine with it. The heel cushioning is something that I can actually go with. Having said that, if you have an old man's knees, or if you're always complaining about pain in your legs after a game, this shoe won't give you a soft ride at the heel. This is more of the responsive type at the back instead of being plush like pillows, which is rather odd. This is not necessarily an outrageously bad thing that you have to be up in arms against, although it does tend to put some people off. In any case, it all boils down to preference. If your knees are still good, you should have no worries with the heel cushioning of the shoe, but if you've been accustomed to a really soft heel cushioning, or if you basically have bad knees, this is a no-go. It's your choice based on your needs. But if you always complain about pain in your knees despite wearing any and every type of basketball shoe, what you probably need is a doctor or a medication or a miracle, not a new pair of shoes. I'm just saying. The shoe fits true to size in terms of width and length. Repeat that, true to size. Go true to size. Without doubt, the Flyknit upper will soften up a little bit over time and continued use, but I suggest sticking to your true size even if you have wide feet, all the more if you have narrow feet. The Flyknit upper may soften up, but not too much to require you to size down. Putting the shoe on can be a little challenging at first, but you'll get the hang of it. The mouth of the shoe has a little bit of stretch, plus the instep and the top of the midfoot also has some stretch to accommodate your feet. Just make sure to loosen up the laces first so that the Flyknit at the top midfoot can stretch without being hindered by the laces. After that, you can lace up real tight without any pinching or discomfort because the Flyknit itself gives the necessary buffer against the pressure from the laces. Once you've laced up and locked your foot inside the shoe, it won't be going anywhere inside it. You'll get that one-to-one fit you need. I've had no internal slipping or sliding issues of any kind. The midfoot lockdown is good. The lacing system locks your midfoot properly. Just make sure to pull the laces near the flywire cables so that there will be no unnecessary space inside the shoe. Do so and the Flyknit upper will hug your feet the way that it should. Lastly, the shoe has adequate ventilation. It's not as breathable as, say, the Hyperrev 2013, but the shoe still allows some heat to escape. The airflow may not be the best, but it's also not like an oven inside. The ventilation is still good. In fact, the top of the midfoot has open linear spaces for added ventilation. If your feet tend to sweat a lot, this can be an option. Despite not having too many pieces in its construction, the shoe is still supportive. It's bared down to the essentials, which has been the trend these days as I have noticed. The shoe support depends on the combination of three things: the fit, the Flyknit upper, and the lacing system. First, the fit. Once you have the right fit, the rest of the shoe's support follows. The right fit will eliminate any unsafe dead space. It will also allow the Flyknit upper and the lacing system to do their job properly. Speaking of which, the Flyknit is firm enough at the sides, which contains your feet in place when doing sharp lateral footwork. This helps secure your feet on top of the footbed. Meanwhile, the Flyknit at the toe box, which is technically the vamp of the shoe, may feel flexible even if it does not have significant stretch, but it is flexible for a reason, which is this: it provides a more natural feeling at the flex points for enhanced range of motion at the forefoot. And then you have the lacing system. The laces restrict the stretch of the Flyknit at the top of the midfoot. The laces, together with the lace loops, also pull or tug the Flyknit at the sides adequately so that it will hug your feet. The result is a more natural fit throughout the midfoot, thereby eliminating distractions so that you can concentrate more on your game without having to worry about your feet. As far as range of motion is concerned, the shoe is a high top that plays just like a low top even if you lace up all the way to the top eyelets. It's an overused phrase, but that is what this shoe feels like, all because of the stretchable screen at the back. It allows the collar to flex and bend during angular footwork, especially during curls off screens, quick changes in direction, and cuts to the basket. The range of motion at the forefoot is even better. That's because of the soft Phylon and softer React core at the forefoot, plus the flexible Flyknit and the pliable treads at the front of the outsole. Make no mistake, the Nike React Hyperdunk 2017 Flyknit is a good shoe. The materials are on point and the shoe itself is lightweight and durable enough that traction is above average. I really like the cushioning at the forefoot. The heel cushioning is another matter. It's not out of this world, but it's also not as bad as some others might think. If anything, the heel cushioning has room for improvement, especially since it is the first time that Nike React has been used. Lastly, the fit is great and the support works despite having minimal features. Overall, I give the Nike React Hyperdunk 2017 Flyknit a grade of A, which is equivalent to 94 to 96 points out of a maximum 100. But grades are just numbers. At the end of the day, everything will depend on your basketball needs. For me, this shoe fits my needs. That's it for today. If you have questions, post them in the comment section and I'll answer them in a separate video. Stay tuned for my tech focused video and other things. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram for regular updates, like my Facebook page as well. Visit my blog for more informative stuff. All the links you need are posted in the description box of this video. This is Fresh Pair signing out for today. Thanks for watching. Peace.